If y'all didn't know, more than just being into sim racing, I'm also a huge Formula 1 fan. So when combining the two, you would imagine it would be a match made in heaven. But here's why, despite all that, I'm actually not planning on buying F1 2021 anytime soon. The biggest reason I'm not planning on purchasing F1 2021 is because it's simply not too exciting. Compared to the previous year's game, it obviously has some notable updates like an updated damage model, a new story mode, and a few other things. But in terms of anything revolutionary like a new physics engine, VR support, or anything of that sort, I'm simply left wishing. The biggest selling point, or at least marketable aspect of Formula 1 2021 has been the new story mode called Breaking Point, and while it might be something that will convince many people to purchase the game, it's just definitely not for me. Not only do I not have interest in video game story modes, except for GTAs if a new one were to ever come out, but even if I did, I don't really have the time to play it. The only way I would convince myself to play it is to make a walkthrough or a review of the story mode, but either way, there are already tons of videos on that just a few days after its release. Personally, although I did purchase F1 2020, I rarely ever played it. According to Steam, I only have 13 hours total playtime on it. Most of it was just getting some gameplay footage rather than playing for fun, and the few times that I did play for fun, I never really enjoyed it. The game is clearly not a sim, and if I ever did want to drive a Formula 1 car, Assetto Corsa would give me a far better experience. Moreover, the online multiplayer scene in F1 2020 was chaotic to say the least, and only once did I ever have a decent race on it. I think the only reason I ever did purchase last year's game was simply because of the hype around it. Everybody was at home for obvious reasons, and thus racing games surged in popularity, and many Formula 1 drivers began playing and streaming it on Twitch, which added to the excitement. But this year, as things have started to slowly go at least a little bit back to normal, there's not nearly as much hype to it. At least I don't think so. Ultimately, I just don't think F1 2021 is substantially different enough compared to the one last year, and the only reason I would consider getting it is to record gameplay footage, but honestly I think I can get away with using some F1 2020 footage for at least a few months more, before probably buying F1 2022, which will feature the completely redesigned cars. Now don't get me wrong, although they're not true sims, F1 titles are still fun. They're just not worth it for me, especially when I mainly focus on true sims. Are you purchasing or have you purchased F1 2021? Let me know in the comments below, as well as tell me what you think about the new title. Is it something that excites you, or do you feel as if it's just another money grab? Also, if you're still watching and for whatever reason aren't subscribed, consider doing so, as I'm trying to reach 10k by the end of the year. Anyways, thank you all for watching, stay safe, and as always, have a fantastic rest of your day.